Hello, everyone. I'm Don Ghost, the worst movie reviewer, and today we're going to be talking about Kong Skull Island. Kong Skull Island. What did I think about this movie? Well, I was never really anticipating this. If you have watched my monthly movie preview, I said that I'm not really excited about this movie, but I'm going with an open mind. So I went to see this movie with an open mind, just expecting like some fun monster action, and that's what I got. I got fun monster action. It was fine. I didn't hate this movie. I didn't love this movie. It's better than okay. It's good. This is a good monster movie. If you go in expecting just some monster fighting stuff, then you'll be okay. If you're expecting anything that has like some serious, deep story, in a way it kind of does, like with the John C. Reilly character. Not giving anything away, but it does in a way with that. When I saw the trailer, I was like, okay, seeing Samuel L. Jackson, it was going to be like, he's probably going to do his Samuel L. Jackson stick, where it's like he's playing Samuel L. Jackson, because you know how he is. He's the screaming guy and the swearing and all this. And he does that in this movie, but he kind of tones that down and he is a character. You don't just look at the screen and see, oh, yeah, Samuel L. Jackson. You see, oh, yeah, this is a character. I mean, at first I was like, this is Samuel L. Jackson. But then as the movie progressed, I started to learn who this character was and what he was all about. And he's very good. Like, Samuel Jackson is very good in this movie. He's menacing, and he has a something personal that he wants to take care of, and once he he wants to engage this threat, and he's just like, I gotta do this, and this is why I'm doing this, and it's believable. Like, I understand why, and I understand his reasoning for it. And so it's like, when his character progresses in the movie, I understand what he's doing, and I kind of feel for his character. And so him executing his performance in this movie is great. Now, John Goodman, he's a fine actor, he's great, but he didn't really need to be here. And then Tom Hiddleston and Brie Larson, they didn't really need to be here either. I think anyone could have played those characters. I mean, they were great with what they were given, and they handled their job very well. They gave really good performances, but I just thought anyone could have played those characters. Unlike Samuel L. Jackson's character, like, to me, I think Samuel L. Jackson fit this role perfectly, and I can't see anyone else playing Samuel L. Jackson's character in here. But as far as John Goodman's character, Brie Larson, Tom Hiddleston's characters are concerned, I think anyone could have played their characters, but they did do their job in this movie, and they were good. But that the action in here was very well done. I would say that the first half of this movie is, it grabs your attention. The first half is an attention grabber where it's like, okay, boom, this is what's going on. Then the second half, where it's like taking our time to get to Skull Island, is a bit slow. So you may feel a bit bored, but then I think it's worth the trip to get to Skull Island. I mean, we're building these characters. We're not like giving them extreme backstories where it's like, yeah, in the past, this happened to me. Nothing like that. It's just something like, okay, looking on the surface level, who are these people? What are they all about? Why are they going here? Stuff. So just the basics, and I thought that was cool. I was like, okay, fine, I'm fine with that. And then you get all that stuff. Then you reach Skull Island, you think, okay, it's a long trip to get there. It's like, we're building these characters and all this. I want to see some fighting. And once you get fighting, you get some fighting, man. Let me tell you, you get Kong just killing creatures left and right. You get some really interesting, nasty looking creatures in this movie. And this movie's very gruesome too. Like, so the action scenes, I definitely would say that they will satisfy an action junkie or people who just want to see some monsters, fight, and then just monsters get just strangled and killed. And also, you watch it. This movie kind of reminded me of like Jurassic Park 3, but in a good way. Because it's like, you go to this island and there's dinosaurs in Jurassic Park, but in this, it's like, oh, there are creatures there, and you got to try to survive, and it puts you right in there with these soldiers and everything. You're like right in their perspective, and so from my point of view, looking into theirs as an audience member, I was just like, this is not a good situation to be in. So it's very tense in moments, especially when you see these nasty looking creatures and what they can do and how they kill people. And it's just like, holy crap, like I don't want no part of that. You should have, John C. Reilly's right, you shouldn't have come here, it's great. But yeah, I think this movie is for people who have like watched the previous Godzilla movie and was like, oh, I wanted more fighting. You get that in this, but I would say they should have put a bit more fighting in here and took out a bit of the story with the characters, because a lot of them you don't know a lot about. You know that they're here and they're soldiers and they're doing their job and they're following orders and stuff, and it's like, okay. And then when things happen to them, it's like, for most of them I don't care, because you don't really, like I said, you don't really build that concrete relationship with them, or that character building. There isn't any super strong character building in this movie, but like I said, you get a general sense of what everyone's doing here, who they are as individuals, what their purpose is, and so on and so forth. And you also learn about Kong too, and you learn Kong's backstory and so you start to feel for Kong in certain scenes too. But then there's also a few scenes where it's just like CGI look kind of bad. The CGI is kind of bad in this movie, where it's like, oh, I thought Godzilla's CGI looked better than this. Where it's like, if you're looking at the creature closely, you're like, oh, this CGI looks pretty bad. It's not poor or anything, but it looks kind of bad. But the tense fighting is so interesting, where it kind of distracts you from that. But I like this movie. It was, like I said, it was good. Great performance from Samuel Jackson and John C. Reilly. And the monster fighting is very good and intense and gruesome. And so yeah, you get your money's worth. You want to see some fighting, then here you go. King Kong Skull Island. I would give Kong Skull Island a B. I'd give Kong Skull Island a solid B. It was fun. It was tense. It was gruesome. I cared about most of the characters and their situations. That's all I have to say about this. Good movie. Get your money's worth. Yeah. All right. So, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.